Kenyans have been very strict on President Ruto, but bado mahali wa Kenya wanapotea ni hapa kwa Raila. Hapa kwa Raila ndio bado wa Kenya wanapotea. Kenyans have the intention of getting this man out of office, but the problem that is still changing the minds of Kenyans is Raila Amolo Odinga. He said and he promised that he is ongoing with the consultations, and if he doesn't want to take the consultations of the people, then let him use the party leadership to ensure that he can take the consultations and the views of the Kenyan people. For example, the other day, Sifuna was taking some views from the people of Baringo. Let him use his party leadership to ensure that he is taking the views of the people, because those are the views that belong to Kenyans. And a lot of people here have been talking about the health program system. And yesterday it was clearly mentioned that the share system was illegally procured by government. And therefore there was no clear documentation of the procurement process of the 104 billion Kenyan shillings. Meaning that money was a risk. If we can jeopardize the health system to ensure that we risk the life of our Kenyans, then I think it is very urgent that we start risking money to other sectors. For example, we are donating 20 million shillings. That is nowhere in the budget. We are promising another 100 million shillings that is not in a budget, but we have 104 billion that we are risking in a healthcare system, in a healthcare department. And therefore, if we have a risking budget, why can't we risk for the education system? Why can't we risk for our young people hanging in the streets and giving them jobs without a budget, but with a risk budget? Why can't we ensure that the education system is working, our teachers are employed, because we have a risking budget and we have a government that risks and uses money without any budget. There has been an issue between ODM and government, and I want to tell you that Kenyans have been very strict on President Ruto, but bado mahali wa Kenya wanapotea ni hapa kwa Raila. Hapa kwa Raila ndio bado wa Kenya wanapotea. Kenyans have the intention of getting this man out of office, but the problem that is still changing the minds of Kenyans is Raila Amolo Odinga. He said and he promised that he is ongoing with the consultations, and if he doesn't want to take the consultations of the people, then let him use the party leadership to ensure that he can take the consultations and the views of the Kenyan people. For example, the other day, Sifuna was taking some views from the people of Baringo. Let him use his party leadership to ensure that he is taking the views of the people, because those are the views that belong to Kenyans. I want to also say that Nairobians have been having problems, starting from KPLC with the governor, and today we saw the MCAs storming the governor's office. We cannot say that the people are wrong. One person must be wrong, because last week we had a problem with the KPLC. Today the MCAs are crying that their bursary money has been squeezed to other things. It is now to my realization that at times it is important that we have an upscaled system to the MCAs to ensure that their loans are better, they are upscaled, so that they cannot be compromised by these governors. And therefore, if they are given good loans and good mortgages, they can ensure that any governor who is not accurate and who is not doing what he's supposed to do should be out of office. Lastly, as I finish, as a youth leader from Kilgore's constituency, I want to say that there has been disputes. Those who have been watching news, there have been disputes between the border of Kisii and Kilgore's constituency. I want to tell the people of Kilgore's that we have more than uniters, than more than dividers. People cannot fight for a single cow that was stolen. Lives have been lost, others have been injured, and we are having politicians who are going to the hospital, and instead of preventing that fight, what they are doing is paying the hospital bills for these people. Why can't they prevent the fight that is ongoing? If you don't care about the needs of those people, if you don't care about the people who are doing farming in that region, why can't you care about the voters? Why can't you assume, Simba Arati, you're a deputy party leader, why can't you assume that those are your voters and you go and restore sanity and bring something else that can be ensured for those people? If we are not looking at those people in terms of humanity, if you are inhuman enough, then let us look at them in the line of voters. Thank you so much.